You're listening to BYU-Idaho Radio. I'm Nathan Lenahan, and today I'm joined on the phone by Manny Ibarra. He's the manager of the Market of Idaho Falls. Manny, thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, thanks for having me.
Before we get into questions about the Market of Idaho Falls and what it is and what it's all about, I was just wondering if we could get a bit of background on yourself. You just tell us a bit about yourself.
All right, well, I've had a lot of experience in marketing and other business adventures. Me and my brother, Victor Ibarra, we used to own Lend Me Near Cellular for 15 years, where we fixed phones, did prepaid plans, and sold accessories and everything. So when we had that business, I did a lot of concerts and fundraisers, through that name, and so started doing car shows and other stuff there. So did quite a bit of stuff with the community. So that's part of the reason why I started to start helping out with the market. The market previously was called Market at 350 College Street. My friend Robert Johnson, he's the owner of Pristine Supply here in Idaho Falls. He decided to do a market there at their parking lot because he owns two other companies that are right by it. And he decided, to start doing something there to bring business more to the market, to his businesses, and then at the same time do a market. Well, he decided, that he's a pretty busy guy. So I started helping out with the market and things. And in a way, kind of took over, started bringing car shows in, started bringing live music and other stuff. And he asked me if I wanted to take over. And I said, yeah. And so me and my buddy, Jay Gilbert, which also works for Robert, decided to take over and change the name to Market of Idaho Falls. And so that's where the journey began.
Nice. And how long have you been the manager for?
Actually, we run the whole thing. So yeah, me and Jake do Gilbert. It was, I think, the August of last year.
August of last year. And how long did the market exist before that? I guess you said the name was changed. So.
They started only a couple months before that.
Okay.
So they just it was just something new for them. But me, I've been experienced with doing a bunch of different things, and so I kind of just added my myself into it to help out, just to help out and make, help, companies and entrepreneurs come over
Right.
and, set up and stuff like that. But since I have a lot of experience with different things that I do and I have done, I figured I'd help them out with that, and it ended up turning into where we took over. And so that was pretty good,
Right. And so what's the Market of Idaho Falls all about?
Well, one thing that we try to do, we try to get a lot of people that are just coming up in their businesses, because there's a lot of businesses that people have that are growing, and so we try to get them started. Even local businesses, with local owners that set up at the markets and try to promote themselves to get more business to their actual businesses that are, of course, not a market. So we get a lot of those coming in. And one thing we try to do differently with our markets, if it's a smaller market, we try not having the same vendor. That way they actually make some money, And if we make a bigger one, which is going to be in March 21st at the West Bank, that's one of our bigger ones. We do allow vendors to have similar items, not exactly, but that way there's more of it. Mm-hmm. We also have a certain guideline of the prices you can sell on certain things. We try not to have people sell things over $200. That way, when somebody comes to the market, they know they can afford some things that are there, not high price items. So that's something different that we do.
Yeah, that is interesting too. So that's not something that other markets around Idaho Falls do, or at least not that I've heard of. And how often does this? Do you guys have this market go on?
We used to do it every 2 weeks, but I try to do it just once a month. I have a 10-year-old son that I like to do things with, and I don't think he'd like to do the market every week, weekend.
Right.
I got to spend time with him too. Plus, it gives me time to, get the vendors situated, what they want to do and stuff like that. And it gives me enough time to also market each one, so that way I can put it on the radio and other things. If I did it every weekend, that'd be kind of hard to do,
Yeah.
So I just try to keep it at once a month, and that way people look forward to it and see what I'm going to do next. So usually once a month.
Right. And when is the next one?
The next one actually is February 21st. It's at Park Avenue Grill right there on 3950 South Yellowstone. And then the one after that will be inside the West Bank next to the river. Now, that was going to be different, though. Yeah, we got a show going on after that.
With the vendors that come in, you check what they sell, so you don't have a lot of competing stuff. So what types of vendors and businesses do you get coming in?
We have ones like there's one called Fly and V Designs. They actually mine their own opal here somewhere in Idaho. So that one's pretty good. We have Micah's, what do you call it, House of Sports. They bring in different, apparel, hats, sports stuff. We have Mr. G's Family Thrift Store, and they bring, he's got like some jackets that are vintage as well, or Harley Davidson or sports stuff and glass and what do you call it? We have Santa Maria Style Grilling. They're actually really good place. They're going to be doing tri-tip nachos inside there. We have, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the list right now that we have on there because we got at least 23. We also have for our food trucks, we have Cowpo Coffee, and we have Copacabana Brazilian Bites, and they got some awesome items on their list. And then the inside, trying to think. Oh, we have what do you call it? It's a long name. I'm trying to pronounce it, but they're like rescue animals, but they're for like snakes and reptiles. And we got
Wow.
Exotic Evolutions and this other place called Beast and Pets. They're going to be sent up there as well. So, like I said, there's so many things that are on the list. I should have printed it
Right.
out before you call so I can see.
Yeah, but just a lot of variation, a lot of different
It's a
businesses, it seems.
variation of different things. We got a face painter in there as well, Glitterbug. That's her name,
Mhm.
and she's going to be doing free small, what do you call it, face painting, and then she's going to have other ones that are $8 and $10, but they are going to be doing free small ones for free for the kids, as well as balloons and
Mhm.
you know different items and stuff like that. We got Fire Hose Car Wash that donated a bunch of fire hats and some air fresheners and some coupons and so yeah, there's a mix of a lot of things.
Yeah. And at every single one, every month that you have, do you try to just have something free or something to appeal to kids to help them get involved and have a good time at it?
Yeah, most of the time, Spar Hose Car Wash is one of our sponsors. They a lot of times do donate the hats, and we try to get balloons. One time we had a bunch of Play-Doh and some other cool little toys that we're giving away. So we try to do that every time that we can. We also try to get some of the vendors involved that want to maybe help us get some of that stuff, and they can carry it at their booth, or we can put a specific booth where they can, just grab it. We've tried to do something that appeals to the kids. That's why we decided this time to do the smaller face paintings for free.
Mhm.
Not sure if we're going to do that in March, but maybe we might work something out where the smaller face paintings are free, and then you got your option of your $8 one and your $10 face paintings.
Yeah. And so, in addition to the stuff you shared with me earlier, are there any other things that you would say make this street market different than the other ones in Idaho Falls?
I know that what we do differently when we go on K News Radio with Jolene Thomas, we actually get some of the vendors to go there with us, and they get to be on air live, which a lot of times you don't see other vendors or other markets given the opportunity for their vendors to be on air, on the radio and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And while we're at the market, I actually go live and I talk to each vendor and ask them what they bring and stuff like that. I try to create the videos for them. I try to do different things for them. I have them do get coupons, and then we CAD News Radio will actually do like right now. If you actually text to market to 208-522-5900, you get a text back, and you'll be entered into winning coupons, a bundle coupon from a couple of the vendors.
Wow.
So that's something that we try to do differently too. That they can put their coupons in there, and we'll get them on the radio, and they'll tell them to, text this number to this and this and that, and you can win some stuff. That's something that we try doing differently too, and that
Right.
include and that involves the vendors so they can get some of their coupons out there and stuff like that.
Hmm. And so, with this market, what are some of the challenges that you faced in, I guess, getting yourself involved in it and just growing it?
Mm. The challenges are not that hard. The only thing is communication with some of the vendors. We get a lot of vendors that want to participate, and then they'll sign the vendor agreement, and then they don't get back to us at all. And so we're like waiting. So now I've told them there's a certain time frame that they got to get it done by, and of course the booth fees and everything to make sure that they're secured because it's hard for us to be, going after each one of them. Hey, are you interested? Yes, no, and so that's the only part that I see that's kind of difficult is making sure that there's a communication there because, without, because we're doing this for them basically,
Hmm.
so we got to communicate with them that they're interested in coming to us. We got to make sure that they communicate with us so we can really get it going. If they're not interested, so we can go to the next person. That's
Yeah.
probably the only challenges that I really see. Everything else, I like doing it.
Hmm. And I guess looking for the future, what goals do you have for this market? What do you hope to see come from it?
I hope to make it, bigger and have vendors that people really, really like and have them like constantly be there every month and that they know they're making some money off of it. And but not make it too big, to where it gets kind of crazy where, I don't want to go up to 100 vendors like that. I think 50 to 60 vendors is good for each month. That way it's not too crowded. I don't, the markets people complain about being in a certain place where they're too crowded and this and that, and it's just like kind of chaotic for them. Some people, I've noticed that there's a lot of people that have anxieties nowadays, and when they're in something that's too busy like that, they seem not to get kind of. So I'm trying to make it to where it's a happy medium, and I want to continue trying to putting like music and different stuff. Like our March event, we have the market from 12 to 6, and then after that from 6 to 9, we have a live band and DJ. So that's all
Wow.
together. To get yeah, the last ones we did outside, we had car shows, we had hopping competitions with lowriders, we had live bands, we had a food eating competition and stuff like that. So I always try to think of out of the box and try to bring something different. Oh, one thing we do also do, I forgot to add this, we try to get somebody that needs help with a family member that's either been to the hospital or has some issues or something that's going on, where we can put a fundraiser and help out a family or a family friend or somebody that needs help. So on February 21st, we actually do have somebody, her name is Tina Day. She was in an accident somewhere in Yukon. She hit black ice, flipped over and went on the other lane and hit another car. The people in the other car are fine, but she actually has to get reconstructive surgery on her jaw and some other surgery on her wrist and some other things going on. So we're actually helping her February 21st. So if anybody's interested, March 21st, if you guys are listening to this, we do need somebody that we can help out that day to set up a booth and that you guys can run and do a fundraiser for your family or friend or
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great how much it seems like this market just focuses on helping the community and helping local businesses grow and just bring more attention to everything.
Right. That's what we're trying to focus on. And, it's for the community and the locals and everything and just try to make it a good event.
Yeah.
Family friendly event. If you're starting a business and want to get yourself out there, get in touch with Market of Idaho Falls. We have different family members and friends that help out with marketing, whether it be banners, whether it be logos and screen printing and just other things that we can help them out to start out. So, because I know there's a lot of people wondering, hey, where do I go for this? I'm trying to start a business. Get a hold of us. We have a lot of connections with the community and with our own friends and family.
Manny, thank you so much for your time and thanks for coming on and sharing all this information with us.
All right, and thank you. And hopefully, maybe one of these days you come out and visit us February 21st at Park Avenue Grill or March 21st at the West Bank by the river.